Well, hello from Accra Airport. So where are we going, Nike?
We're going to Sao Tome!
Sao Tome. You probably don't even know this country. One of the least visited countries in the world. It is an island off the coast of West Africa. And we are so excited to go here. So what country is it for you?
My country 41!
It's her 41st country, all on a Nigerian passport. And me as an American, it is my 161st country. And we're here in Accra Airport and we're headed to our gate now, ready to go to Sao Tome. We are so excited. We're gonna be spending about 5 days there, really getting to explore this island. So come with us on this journey to one of the least visited countries in the world. Let's get ready to go to Sao Tome. I'm at the gate now, and right behind me, maybe you can see it, is the tail for TAP Portugal, right over here. And so we are flying that flight there. It was actually a difficult country to get to. There are not that many flights to Sao Tome. There's a unique thing about this flight to Sao Tome. It comes from Portugal and it stops in Accra, and then you can buy the separate ticket from Accra to Sao Tome, and then it comes back from Sao Tome, stops again in Accra, and continues back to Portugal. And so Sao Tome, of course, is a Portuguese-speaking island. It was originally a Portuguese colony. Nobody actually lived there originally. So they were the first people to, at least in known history, discover that island. And that's why it's so closely linked with Portugal, and that's why it has flights from there. And so we're able to hop on that flight and get there, but otherwise, it's actually a pretty difficult country to get to. There are not that many flights. You have to usually go through some other West African countries that you typically need visas for, and so it makes it actually very challenging, and that's one of the reasons why it is not so popular. Typically Portugal is the only way to really get there, but we were able to spend a few days in Accra and enjoy ourselves and then continue onwards with our flight. So we are so excited. So we got the gate behind me. There's like barely anyone here getting on this flight. I don't think it is very popular to come this way. I imagine most passengers are coming from Portugal, but I see maybe 10 people at the gate, something like that. And so we were excited to get on our way. It's gonna be about an hour-and-a-half flight to the island. So we are getting on the flight. And yeah, there was like 10 people getting on here. So not a lot, but we'll see if the flight's full. I'm very interested to see that, see how popular it is. Maybe more from Portugal. This flight is actually very expensive, but I was able to get it ahead of time, booking on miles. I booked with United Miles, very cheap, but the cash price, if you were to buy it, ooh, I wouldn't fly it. But for the miles deal, it was like 12,000 miles. It was a really good deal.
Hello, welcome aboard.
Hello.
Hello.
We have sat down, we're on the flight. Hello.
Hi.
It's actually pretty full, I would say, like 80% at least, 90%. Yeah, so it's actually like 80-90% full. Got a nice window view out here. We're gonna be able to see as we go into Sao Tome, so we are excited to check off another country here. So you can see where we are going from Accra here in Ghana, all the way down to Sao Tome here. It's just off the coast of Gabon and very close to Equatorial Guinea. It's kind of the best place to describe where it is. And most of the flights to Sao Tome are from like Gabon, or they're from down here in Angola.
Does this mean we're flying over the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah, this part, Gulf of Guinea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So literally we're gonna be
Over
like,
ocean the whole
over
time,
ocean
yeah,
the
until
whole
we
time.
get there, yeah.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
You feel better.
Because in case of emergency, at least we can
Your mind's on water.
Life jackets. You had to put. God forbid. It will not happen in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name, it will not happen.
Informamos que a partir deste momento já podem utilizar todos os equipamentos eletrónicos. Pedimos que tenham cuidado ao abrir as bagageiras para evitar a queda de algum objeto e que confirmem que levam convosco toda a bagagem de mão e artigos pessoais. Agradecemos a vossa preferência em viajar com a TAP Air Portugal numa companhia do grupo Star Alliance. Obrigada e até breve. Welcome to Sao Tome. It's 20 minutes to 6 p.m. and the ground temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. We ask you to remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned off and the crew indicates that you can disembark. From this moment on, you can use all your electronic devices. We ask you to open luggage bins carefully to prevent objects from falling, and please confirm that you take all your personal belongings with you. We'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with TAP Air Portugal Star Alliance member for your flight today, and we look forward to see you again soon. Thank you and goodbye.
Welcome to Sao Tome. We made it here. We passed through the immigration, no problems, and made it to our hotel. And we're there for about an hour, and now we're good. We're going out. We're getting some dinner. But first impression, it's giving like we'll let this traffic pass. It's giving like a Caribbean or Cape Verde kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So people just outside chilling. It seems pretty relaxed, but that's like the initial impression. Well, we had a delicious dinner, and I totally forgot to put any of it on camera, but I had the belly of a fish, which is like a very traditional Sao Tomean dish, super delicious. And we're actually walking right by what we think is the Nigeria embassy.
It is.
It is, okay.
See the flag.
Oh, you even see the flag,
Yay.
Okay.
Nigeria, my country.
So Nigeria has an embassy here in Sao Tome.
Isn't that amazing?
All right, well, it's been fun tonight. First time in Sao Tome, a few hours here so far, but we will see you tomorrow morning. Well, welcome back to Sao Tome. It was a bit of a hectic morning, but we got our rental car. That is right behind me here. Got this guy, Hyundai Santa Fe. Yeah, it was a hectic morning. We had to get our SIM cards. That took a while. It was so hot. It is really hot here, but now I'm on the coast. So I'm in a town called Neves. So we rented the car and we drove maybe 45 minutes to get to this town on the north side of the island. It's very picturesque and there's a nice breeze coming in from the ocean. So I feel a lot better because back in town in Sao Tome during the day, my God, it was hot. So it's a little bit nicer, and we're going into this restaurant. It's called, I think, yeah, I'm not even sure the name. I'll show you, but it's this really old traditional restaurant that's very, very cool. So come with me. We'll come inside here. See, they're grilling some plantain out front here. But yeah, it's called Santola, and they're known for their crabs. So we saw a bunch of people ordering the crabs inside. We're gonna get fish just because I'm not in the mood to be like taking apart a whole crab. But yeah, we're coming into the restaurant, so you can see kind of pretty on the outside. Come in.
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah. And you come up this passageway here. Come in. Here she is. So how's your day been so far? It's been hot, right?
Very hot.
Yes.
Very hot, yeah.
But you're enjoying it?
We're surviving.
Yes. Very, very hot. But yeah, so we ordered the fish, and so we're gonna wait for our food to come out. But yeah, I like this town Neves. It's chill, and after we eat, we're excited to go take a little bit of a look around. And our hotel is just out here as well. Excited to show you that afterwards, and some of the activities hopefully we'll get up to over there. And the meal is ready. We've got our grilled fish. Looks so good. And a bunch of fried plantains here. So I want to show you where we are staying tonight. The place is called Mukumbli Lodge. Really beautiful hotel. It's like an eco resort, and there are a lot of places like this in Sao Tome. But this one seemed like one of the best, and I really wanted to stay here. And as you come into our beautiful patio, You can see we have a resting area, some table and chairs here, some resting chairs here, and just this view of the Atlantic Ocean ahead of us. Nigeria directly that way, West Africa that way, Ghana that way, Cameroon that way. Really cool. So this is the room behind me. There's no internet here. There's no AC either. And it's fortunately by the sea, so it's actually a nice breeze, so it's not that hot. But the air freely comes and goes in and out of this room, so we don't have AC, so you get that real nature feel. But come in, say hello to Nike, and see this just beautiful room. It's all wood ceiling, wood bars here. There's this really interesting like thing for your shoes here, but everything's got this like Afrocentric design. Really, really pretty curtains and everything. Just beautiful and relaxing. This is the bathroom in here, which is kind of cool. It's kind of open shower here. Really cool style. Say hello. So yeah, that's where we're staying, and we're just gonna be chilling. It's gonna be nice. Be enjoying this view. There's someone out in a boat down there, actually. Way out there, you can see. So yeah, we're chilling here for now. So we're just leaving Makumli Lodge now. We had a wonderful stay, beautiful location right on the ocean on the north side of the island. And now we are going to the interior. We're staying at another really cool eco resort. So we're gonna be driving about an hour to get there, and we'll show you when we make it. Hello from the beautiful Eden Valley Lodge here in Sao Tome. This is an eco resort that is so incredibly picturesque, surrounded by nature. That is one of the reasons you come to Sao Tome, is for the eco resorts and the opportunity to really get in touch with nature like you can do here. And so just look out, this is the view. I'm on this patio here, and you just have this incredible view of the forest behind here, and there's a waterfall down there that we'll go check out later. But I want to first show you the pool. So they have this really amazing pool, just beautiful, with kind of almost an infinity pool looking out into the forest there. This is kind of the main area. That's where you can have your breakfast up there behind me. That's like where we checked in and everything. But I gotta show you the room, because I think the room is the most incredible. So they have like rooms like this, you see, kind of like almost like a cabin, but then up there, that's where you can do what they call the glamping. And it's a little bit more than glamping. It's got like AC and everything, but they are these pods that you can stay in. And yeah, it's got AC, it's got a shower, toilet, everything within the place, but it's like a bubble, like a dome. So it reminds me of those places in like Jordan, you know, where you can stay out in the desert, but you're doing it out here in this like lush tropical place. Really beautiful. So this is kind of the main area where you come in. They're actually building like another building there. It's growing. It's a small place, but it's growing. That's our car that we've been renting to get around the island. Makes it really easy to have your own car. You could probably hire someone to drive you around, but the car gives you the freedom to kind of do as you please. But yeah, this is the walk up to our room. And so on the left here, that is cabin number 1. And there's some other people staying in there now, but we're cabin number 2. So we come up past these banana trees here, plantain, I'm not exactly sure which one, but little ones growing there. And we come up, and this is our room. So you can see it's like a dome. And before we go in, I'm just gonna take you on a little tour of the outside. So we'll pass the door here. We'll actually just come around. There's a sitting area. That's the dome. We've got a window looking out. But yeah, sitting area here. Really beautiful view out into the rainforest below. But let's come around. Let's enter. So I got my key. I'll give you this big key like this. We can come and open the door here. We'll do it the other way. Oh, look who's opening it for us. Say hello. Hello, Nike.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Beautiful home.
Thank you. Oh, it feels nice in here. We got the AC going. We just got in a few minutes ago, so it's starting to cool down. But this is the bed. So sleeping area, mosquito net if you need it, but this is, you know, it's got AC and everything in here. So I don't know if mosquitoes will really get in, but beautiful view. You can see of this dome looking out here. And yeah, self-contained little area, little seating area here. And I'll show you the bathroom. That's kind of interesting. You can come back here. We see the sink and everything, and we see me in the mirror here, and then come in, and it's actually like a full proper shower, like a really impressive shower. So you can see this here. Kind of got all the different jets. So really cool, really beautiful here at Eden Valley Lodge. So we're gonna do a few things today. We're gonna go for a little drive and see some of the other places. We're in the highlands area of this, so a little bit up into the mountains. You think it would be cooler. It is not cooler, but maybe if we get higher, it will be a little colder. But yeah, we're in the sort of mountainous area. And so a few places I want to go today, and we'll see if we make it. I want to go to this waterfall, and I want to go to the place where they make coffee. It's called Monte Cafe, which means literally Mount Coffee. And you know me, I like my coffee, so that's where we're gonna try and go. She's laughing because in the morning she drinks juice. That's what you drink, right? Whereas I drink coffee.
Coffee. The coffee man. I call him the coffee man.
They call me the coffee man. She calls me the coffee man. But yeah, we are, we're gonna do some exploring, but beautiful stay here so far. 2 awesome resorts we've been at now in Sao Tome, really getting in touch with nature, relaxing, chilling. It's been very nice. So this is the Mountain of Coffee, and it's an old plantation where they used to grow coffee, and they still do grow coffee, but in the past it was a place for major export. And you can actually see this old church behind me. I think it's abandoned. I don't know. It looks abandoned. I don't know if they use it. But Adventist church, and that's where they would have had like church services, I think, when this was a bigger plantation. And even you see this like old clock up there. It says Lisbon on it. So definitely from like colonial era. And the rest of the place, I mean, it's all these super old colonial buildings. So there's actually a school right there. This is like an elementary school or something, like a kindergarten. And then right here is a school. There were a bunch of kids out there. As we were coming up, they were ringing the bell for them to come back in after their little recess. But it's significantly cooler up here. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it is.
The weather is more comfortable, and that's obviously why they're able to grow coffee up here, because it needs that cooler temperature. So coffee's always grown in like tropical climates usually, but it tends to be at higher elevation because if it's too hot, the coffee won't grow. So we're gonna go to the coffee museum now, see if it's open, and try and learn a little bit more about coffee production and maybe try it. I hear we can try it there. So I'm looking forward to that. Bom dia.
Bom dia.
Okay. So this is the cacao liquor, and it's very smooth. Like the taste is not so intense, but you know it's strong. So the cacao plant is what is used for chocolate, and you can try the cacao liquor here. Do you want to try it?
No.
You're good. We'll try the coffee as well. So the coffee also very smooth. Very good. Oh, there's the coffee one. Maybe we can try the coffee one too. Let me. And this is the liquor from coffee. So they take the coffee beans and make something out of it. I had no idea something like this existed until now. It's good. It tastes very similar to the previous one, but I think it's good.
This is mi coco.
Okay, mi coco. We'll try the final one. Okay, the final one, the Mikoko. Okay, this one does taste different. It's much clearer consistency, but also pretty good. Thank you, obrigado. That was good. I'll finish my coffee here.
It was house of the workers. So in colonial time, one door, it was one room, one family, mother, father, children. In the room. But nowadays we have the modern.
So this is actually the coffee process. So it starts with these red beans here, and these are like mashed, and then they are fermented for about 12 hours, and then they become these beans, okay? Then these beans, you break them out of their shells, and they become these beans. These are the coffee beans that have not been roasted. So next, they will roast them, they will get this color, and then you grind them into this coffee, and that's the final process. And there's a way you can do it at home. This is how they still do it at home. Not the commercial process, and also the way they used to do it at home. They would take something like this, and they would go in there, and that's how they would start with the coffee cherries here. And then they would let that ferment. They would get these beans, let them dry in the sun, and then they would come over here, deshell them, and then they would roast them in a pot like this, ultimately come back here to grind it down, and then you can use what looks like a French press here to make your coffee. So that is the coffee production process, and this place is it's a cooperative, so different families can make their own coffee, and then they can bring it together and sell it under this name, and then reap in the profits, a part of this coffee cooperative. So very interesting. Come here and kind of see the process of that Sao Tomean coffee. That was very delicious that we tried earlier. Behind me, you can actually see the old colonial buildings. This is where they would have dried the coffee beans using heat, is what they told us. So maybe fire or something like that. But it says 1914 up there. So that's the colonial era when this place was a colony. And so what they did was they got Angolans to come here under these sort of contracts, but they told us it was basically slavery. And they would take them from Angola, and then they would bring them here for a period of 3 to 5 years. But for the most part, the people just stayed here. And something I told you earlier is that this country, Sao Tome, didn't actually have any sort of native population that they have found any record of. And so it's the Portuguese that were really the first people to come here. And then once they sort of founded this place, then they were able to bring in those Angolans and people from other countries that they worked here and sort of developed the country. And then after independence and the Portuguese left, they have stayed. And so all the people here are actually from mainland Africa, Angola, Cabo Verde, other countries that have either come here during those colonial eras or maybe immigrated later in the future. We have made it up to the waterfall. We had a little bit of a drive on this dirt road you can see behind us, a car back there, but right over there is the waterfall. It's pumping. It's so beautiful up here. The temperature is a lot cooler than down there. It's more comfortable. If you're coming somewhere in Sao Tome, come to the highland area because it's so much better. It's so much more comfortable. But wow, it is beautiful here. You can see the river down there and the waterfall in the distance. So let's walk up there and check it out. And look at this all to ourselves. St. Nicholas Waterfall right here in Sao Tome. Absolutely beautiful. So it's pitanga. We met this boy who's selling us pitanga, which is like this little fruit. And it's very sweet. It's nice. It's kind of like a sour cherry. I like it. And it's got a little pit inside, but good. Welcome back to the Eden Valley Lodge. We are on the local community tour. So one of the things you can do here is take them up on an offer to go around and see some of the local community, see some of the fruits and different things that they grow here. So bom dia, bom dia. So we are we're walking around, and a guy that speaks English is actually showing us around, so it's really nice. Get to learn a few things. They use this for palm oil?
Yes. It's
I've seen these,
It's
yeah.
a fruit from the palm tree.
Mm.
We also have this in Nigeria.
Oh, you can even see them up there, the black ones.
Where? Okay. Yeah. This one, the black one. Yeah. There. That is not ripe.
So it changes to red and
comes
comes down.
It changes to red?
It's red, but some of them is fallen.
Okay, some of them is fallen.
So those fruits are the palm wine. Well, not the palm wine, sorry. Those fruits are used to make palm oil. I think they press them and that's how they make their palm oil. So our guide has been showing us all these different fruits, but I think what's most notable is just as you're walking along, there's like cacao everywhere, just growing off these trees, the little pods that are used to make chocolate. And this place, I think, it's definitely not the world's biggest exporter of chocolate, but I think for the size, they probably export the most in terms of like the population here. And there's a lot of chocolate here. You saw the guava where? Yeah, so for example, you can see a huge cacao pod here. It's right in there. So the chocolate is really like everywhere here. It's really interesting part about Sao Tome is that chocolate. And it was a major exporter. I'm sure it still is, but you know, compared to like Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana, much bigger countries, they export way more chocolate in terms of total quantity. But I think here it's a very significant portion of their exports is the chocolate. So during the colonial times, our guide was telling us this place was kind of like one giant sort of business for the Portuguese or company or something, one giant colony, because nobody actually lived here natively. So anyone who would have come here would have been working for them. And so essentially like all the land was plantation land, and when they got their independence, people were able to get their own plots of land. So where we are is probably owned by different people, and they can have their own like community farming here. And so you saw in my previous video or earlier yesterday, I was talking about one of the cooperatives that you know, you might grow your coffee on your land, right, and then you bring it to that cooperative, and then you sell it. And so that seems to be kind of how it works here. People own their own pieces of land and can grow or just collect whatever fruit is growing on from that land. So when you were a boy, you studied here?
Yes.
In this school? Wow. Right over here. And then they moved the school into the city?
Yeah, they went to school for the near community in the village.
Wow.
That means it's not so that long ago, maybe like 20 something years ago.
Yeah, that's not long ago. Bom dia.
Jesus.
All right, Nike, tell us.
This walk is not for the weak-hearted, oh, Jesus. Hey, wait.
You have suffered.
Oh.
Bom dia. So these are their clothes that they're drying. You can see them down here, drying them in the sun. And now we're going to see some of the, I think the cacao production, but we'll find out. Oh, wow. So we've got the cacao bean. So behind me, they've just got tons of cacao seeds that are drying out here. You can just see them. And yeah, it's very hot here, guys. But they get the seeds and then you can eat them. So let's try. I mean, it tastes like very, very dark chocolate. It's actually is good. It's just totally unsweet. But yeah, pretty cool.
Is it nice?
It is. Try it. I mean, I won't call it nice, but it's just like unsweet chocolate.
Yeah.
It's bitter.
Vita.
But you know it would be good if they did it with I feel like if this was turned into chocolate, it would taste good. You can taste the chocolate flavor.
What is it for? What is it for?
So what they actually do is they get those cacao pods that I showed you earlier, and they collect them from the forest and wherever around here, bring them here, and then they do some sort of process and they let them ferment for about 6 days. And then that gets into the stage where they can separate the seeds from the cacao plant like this, but they're not dry yet. And they take those seeds and then they set them down up here at a place like this, and they dry. And then they sell them as the seed. They don't actually break the shells or grind the cacao down or anything like that. They just sell these under a cooperative name, and then that goes off to maybe people on Sao Tome that refine it further or export it out of the country to be refined further, depending on the process. But yeah, it's governed by a cooperative, as are a lot of places here, so people might have their own land and then they can bring cacao here and take part in the profit. And he was saying that right now it's January, so it's not really high season. He said October is like the peak of the cacao production, and so there are actually several more back here, dryers like this that are not in use right now. I can see them and there's just nothing on the tables, but he said in October this would all be full and they'd be drying everything because that's kind of the peak time. But right now we can't see the other parts of the production. They're closed. I don't think they're doing so much right now because it isn't peak. But if you came another time, of course, you could see the full process happening. Nika and I are hiking to the waterfall. I think we keep going this way. So the hotel here, the Eco Lodge, has their own waterfall. And you can see it from the lodge, but you can't actually access it from the lodge. You have to go out the main gate, walk down this kind of road that it's on. It's really just like a small path that it's on. Walk down like 50 meters, and then you take a path that comes down through the jungle that's going to the waterfall. So we're kind of like, the resort's gonna be up here on my left, this way. And we're walking, as you can see, through this jungle to get to the waterfall that's kind of like their own, I think it's open to the public, but it's like their own, feels like their own private waterfall. You can see like a fence here. I think this is actually like their property line for that place. And then we're just out at going to the public waterfall, which is just down here. You can hear the waterfall now, so we are getting closer. I can actually even see it just through the forest here. So it's looking pretty cool. Kind of exciting that this is something you can do if you're staying here. Our own private waterfall. How about that? Are you excited? Very cool. The water is it's cool but refreshing. It's a lot better than the other waterfall that was freezing cold. Because it's still really hot here.